Zoom and live streamed on YouTube.
And this matter comes before the court today on Miss Miller Bird's petition to terminate guardianship previously granted by this court to Miss Turlia Riley. So uh, I have received a home study dated December 18th of last year by Miss Harder of uh, the Department of Health and Human Services, which recommends continuing the guardianship as it is uh, with the visitation from Miss Miller Bird. However, I'm willing to hear additional testimony today. Miss Miller Bird did submit letters from family members indicating that the child is very happy when with his family and indicating that they believe it would be in his best interest to return full-time to Miss Miller Bird. So I guess as an initial matter, Miss Miller Bird, since this is your petition, I will hear your testimony. So if you could unmute, I'll swear you in. And if you please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that your testimony today will be the truth and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
Okay, very good. And Ms. Millerbird, one of the um, issues here was they you indicated that your pay was primarily under the table and thus you couldn't document, supply a W-2 or anything like that to the investigator. Thus, they couldn't confirm your financial ability to support J-Law. Can you supply me any additional information on that at this time?
I don't recall her asking to see anything. She never asked me to see anything. But I can send a billing statement of all my like Cash Apps and like Apple Pays and stuff like that and Venmo and stuff like that I get received from like work and stuff.
Ariana.
Is that how work pays you, is through Venmo or Cash App or
Like, yeah,
something?
like through like a third party pay, like Cash App or, something like that.
Okay. And you're still working, I think it was cleaning. Um,
Girl, wake up so you can hear the shit.
and yet, are you cleaning or what describe for me what your employment looks like at this time?
Well, I just cleaned my cousin's building. She just has a building where she do massage therapy and stuff like that there. But I just clean it out. I do laundry there. I mop the floors. I vacuum, wash they, towels and clean the tables there and stuff like that. Fill the heat warmers for them. Make sure everything's turned off at the end of the night and close up. Open up every morning as well. And I could have her verify all of this as well too.
How much does she pay you for the work that you do there?
Well, at the end of the week, I make at least like $200 to $300 at the end of the week. So,
Okay, so does she
but I
have an
do.
hourly rate that she gives you for the time you put in? How does she determine how much it's going to be?
Um, I really don't know how she do it. I mean, she just always pay me the same amount. We family, so it's really just to help me out. You get what I'm saying? Because yeah. But we're family, so she really just pay me like $350 to whatever at the end of the week to clean and stuff like that. And I work whenever I can really come in for real. I make my own hours and all that. And she really just did it to help me out. Really, I've been doing like other stuff too though, like besides cleaning and all that stuff for her, I still do like little other jobs, like it's other apps and stuff that you could do, daily jobs and stuff like that, like hire and all that type of stuff where you can work throughout the week where I make money still too as well. Like I have been trying to find me a permanent job, but it's been kind of hard since I did receive, which y'all already know, I did receive that prior charge and stuff like that. So it's a fresh charge, so it do make it kind of hard for me to get a job. But I've been going to temp services too, but a lot of the temp services been saying they ain't have work. I will be going to one today too, but they all been saying like they ain't have work and stuff like that. I've been applying to new ones and all that too, but it just haven't been, you know, doing good. But I haven't just been sitting here. I can't just sit here. I have bills. You get what I'm saying? I have rent to pay and all that stuff. Like I don't know
Yeah,
what
well,
other
you
people
do
do.
get some assistance for your rent through it looks like Section 8, and then
Yeah, they give me assistance, but I still pay a $200 portion every month still, plus my bills too, like electricity and gas and all that stuff. I still have to pay trash out of my house and stuff like that too. I still have a Wi-Fi bill. I still have a phone bill. I still have a cable bill, all that. Like, I still have bills. I still have to pay for groceries. I only get $291 in food stamps. That's not enough. That's not nothing.
right. No, right. You
I
obviously
still pay for groceries out of pocket. I still got to pay for gas. I still got to pay for, the regular adult stuff that everybody still got to pay for. I don't just be, parlaying and stuff like that. It's plenty of ways for you to make money every day without having a job, a permanent one at least. They offer plenty of ways, temp services. It's plenty of apps. It's plenty of things that you can do. I'm experienced in a lot of stuff as I work too, as I grow. I got waitressing under my belt, hostess, all that. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm an environmental service technician. I'm certified in all the food safety stuff for fast food because I worked at 2 fast food restaurants when I was 16. And then I'm just, just going
yeah.
through, just
It-
trying to make it. You know what I'm saying? But I do pretty good as far as me being my age and stuff like that. I don't never have no eviction notices. I never been put out my house or nothing.
How long have you been at your current address, Miss Milliberg?
I've been living there for like 4 to 5 years now.
Okay. And do you live there by yourself?
Um, yeah,
Because I did notice there was I think maybe a guy friend or
I
someone.
do got a boyfriend, but he don't live at my address. He don't live at my address. He live at a different address.
Okay, he's got
Yeah,
his own spot.
yeah. I mean, yeah, he got his own place to reside. But we spend a lot of time together because he helped a lot in my life. So
Okay.
yeah.
One thing I couldn't tell was did the worker do any kind of background check or suitability determination for your boyfriend?
No, she didn't ask much, but she did talk to him for a little bit. She did talk to him for a little bit. And when I talked to her, she didn't say what you said. When I talked to her, she said basically like there was no reason that she seen why he couldn't come home. And she was saying like she was going to recommend for him to come home. So I don't know. Like, I don't know. I'm just going with the flow. What
Okay.
y'all want.
No, well, and it is as I've said many times in these hearings, um, it takes some time, to make the determination sometimes, and well, and the sometimes the worker will, I had a previous hearing where the worker said she wasn't going to recommend the placement, with the guardian, and then in the report she did, she told the person. So they don't always necessarily tell you what their final finding is going to be when they're meeting with you. Sometimes that comes out different because they gather a bunch of information before they finalize the report. Do you know anything about what is your boyfriend's name?
His name is Khalil PV.
Last name Peavy.
PV Summer.
How do you know how to spell the last name?
PEEVY hyphen SUMRELL.
Okay, very good. And do you know anything in his background or past that would make him not suitable to be around your son?
No.
Okay. Uh, and has he been around your son when you've had your son home with you?
Yeah, he be sometimes with us because um he do a lot of the driving in the house. He just be around here. He a big help. and so he be around a lot. But Jaylon and him, they really get along real good though. They be playing and all that stuff. Jay actually look forward to seeing him when he come over because sometimes he don't be there and he be asking where he at and we gotta go get him.
Gotta find him. All right. And you haven't observed anything that's not appropriate in Jaylon and Khalil's interaction.
No,
Okay.
never.
All right. And how about something that wasn't clear to me out of this report also was your participation in counseling or um, services out in the community. Where do you stand today with getting counseling?
So I know that you wanted me to continue on with counseling, but like I don't know how you really view me or how whatever people view me, but I don't know. I'm feel like I'm okay. Like I'm not really things is really hard right now, and the way I'm handling it is 10 times better than I would have handled it a year ago. You get what I'm saying? Or a couple years ago. I could have done a lot of things or reacted a lot of ways. Things are not how I want them to be at all. A lot of things are not how I want them to be, but I still buckle down and try to be an adult about the situation. I don't try to blow up or get mad. It's hard not getting mad when somebody else is dealing with your child. Do you get what I'm saying? So I don't see how no one could not get mad. You get what I'm saying? It's hard not getting mad when your child not in your house or when your baby coming home and he blaming you for days that you not been around him or asking you why he can't stay or asking you why it got to be so many days where he got to be away from you and just asking you stuff that you really can't explain because you don't know what to say. Like, and
Yeah.
I'm handling that better than a lot of moms would. You get what I'm saying? I'm not blowing up. I try so hard not to blow up in your courtroom. I try so hard. I try so hard not to blow up in your courtroom and say things that shouldn't be said. But I don't feel like I need counseling anymore. I mean, like I talked to the counselor for a long time. We would talk, but all we would talk about is the same thing is my kids. Like my kids and what happened with my kids, how you took my baby. That's it. That's all we talk about. We don't never talk about Jaylon. We don't never talk about him because I'm not sad about what's going on with him. He's not away from me. He's not gone. I still have custody of him. I still see him all the time. I still have a chance to be with my son. But like we don't really talk about nothing but what happened with a previous case. And I'm not saying I'm over that, but I have already put that somewhere where I'm to a point where I have, healed from that. You get what I'm saying? So I don't want to keep bringing it up. I honestly feel like counseling not doing nothing but making me keep relive all the things that I've been through. I'm past those things. My brother dying, I'm past that. What happened with all that stuff, I'm past that. My sister just died, literally, like 3 months ago, 2 months ago. She just got shot and killed, just like my brother.
Mm.
And I'm sitting here in court going through some more stuff. Again, I'm steady in court, going through fighting for my kids, going through all types of stuff. My sister died and I'm not crying today. I still do have some sad moments, but y'all don't, nobody see them because I have learned how to deal with my emotions way better than most people. I don't. And then like I gave up alcohol and all that stuff too. So it's like I got other things that's keeping me at bay too, but that's not for the courtroom. So,
All right. Well, and you're Ms. Miller, you're not drinking at all anymore?
no.
No, that's a great decision. Well, and I can say for sure for the record that I have viewed tremendous improvement. Because prior, a year ago, you were having run-ins with the police and issues that, as I saw it, were primarily related probably to partying and alcohol, not related necessarily to your son, but kind of impacted your life in ways that made it. Then all of a sudden, that did impact your ability to be a parent. And I can see you've made a lot of improvements. The only thing I can say with regard to counseling is that, it does give you an outlet when you're facing those challenges in your life. And gosh, anyone facing the situation that you are, you've already described the financial challenges and of course the challenges of, the situation with your son, which I know you're not happy with the current custody array or the current living arrangement, and then And also the loss of your sister, which I'm very sorry for. And, I can just say, anyone facing that level of trauma in their life would benefit from counseling. So I'm not saying, I think you need that because you're broken. It's the only way to fix you, but rather that on the other hand, it is an objective person who's not going to go and blab your business out to other people,
But
because they're bound by confidentiality, and then you can share some of those challenges with, and they can give you some, in the best situation, they give you some idea of, well, here are some ways my training says you can deal with it. And I can see you've benefited from what you've gone through, and also your own decision to stop drinking, because that clouds anyone's judgment, when you're drinking and things like that, that's a very positive decision. So I will say you certainly made lots of positive progress that I see. I would recommend that you continue with that counseling, or pick it up again, just to, uh, like I say, have that outlet, and have someone to bounce your ideas and feelings off,
well,
and,
I
stuff like
have a
that.
very, very strong support system right now. Like as the year has went by, I had the time to eliminate people out my life and bring in the very closer people that I need and very much trusted people too. And now, so like my circle is very small. Like, cause that's a remainder of like my mom and just my boyfriend. Like me and my boyfriend are about to get engaged. Like, so like I have somebody to talk to and give confidentiality to and speak with. I am very much so okay. Like I'm saying,
All right. Well, I
like
can't.
I would keep it in mind though. Yeah,
Yes.
I'll keep
No,
it in
I
mind though,
can't.
but I just feel like right now I'm at a really good point in my life where, I'm okay right now.
Okay.
Um,
No, and I think you are now. Let me tell you another factor that's going to impact this is, our chief judge decided at the change of the year that all these guardianship cases are going to switch back to the family division. And I am not a family division judge. I sit on, although I was crossed, I had a half share when I had your previous case of family cases. They're going to put me back entirely in the civil criminal division, which is, where I was before I took the family cases. So the bottom line is you'll have a new judge for the guardianship case going forward. Won't know the backstory, won't know the degree of improvement. And if you show that new judge that you're in counseling and that you're seeing a counselor, and you get a letter from your counselor saying, Miss Miller Bird made XYZ sessions of counseling during the review period, that'll look good for you. So, on just a practical note, I would recommend, renewing that counseling relationship. Where did you go for counseling when you were going?
um, was part of the city, Cherry Hill. I had two counselors there. I forgot the first lady name, but the second one name was Brianna. I had some long talks with Brianna though, really.
So,
So
so you feel like that was a pretty good relationship that you had with her?
yeah, she was a nice lady. We talked about a lot of stuff.
Good. Well, I'd recommend, if that worked well for you, I would simply go back there and say, hey, I worked with her before. I'm wondering if I can get on her schedule again. If she's full, just take whoever they have. Sometimes you luck out and you get a great counselor, sometimes not a great counselor, but in any case, always remember what you're trying to do there, is build a case that says, hey, I am taking up these issues. I'm addressing these questions, so that um, you can show a different judge, because it won't be me, that you're working on it. That's the key there. So I would recommend re-engaging with a counseling relationship, um, in the time going forward. And I don't think you need to do. Have you tried done AA or anything of that
I
nature?
don't need AA. I quit drinking on my own. I quit
Okay.
drinking all
I
by
think,
myself.
my feeling is you've done a good job, it appears to me anyways, of staying
I'm
away.
pregnant. Why would I be drinking or
Okay.
anything?
You got excellent reasons
Yeah,
to
like
abstain from alcohol. No,
I'm
that
just trying to figure out why would I be going to AA. I ain't been drinking though before I was pregnant. I stopped drinking 2 years ago.
Yeah, that's my observation. I don't think that's necessary any longer. However, I would I will have you resume that counseling relationship, and especially expecting a baby. That's going to create, some different feelings and needs to, kind of adjust where you're coming from. So, I think the counseling would benefit. And don't, like I say, I don't just send people to counseling because I think you're broken, you need to be fixed, but rather, I send people there because I really do believe there's a benefit to be obtained from counseling, and you've shown that, over the time. It's not only because of counseling, of course, it's because of your own personal strength and your relationships and things like that in the community and your dedication to reunifying with your son. However, I do think the counseling can be beneficial, so I'm going to include that going forward. Anything else you need to tell me, Miss Miller Bird?
Well, this weekend I didn't get to get him, so I was just trying to figure out why was that for.
Okay, well, I'll ask Miss Riley when I have her up here. Did the remainder of the visitation time and the holiday time work like I ordered it to?
Yeah.
Okay, and you mentioned the transportation question. Is your boyfriend Khalil the main source of transportation at this time?
No, he drives, but it's my car.
Okay, and did you get a license?
Yeah, but I just don't drive in the snow and stuff. I'm still scared to drive in the wintertime.
I totally understand that. It can get pretty darned slippery out there. Well, congrats on the reinstatement of your license. That I know that's not an easy thing to get through as well. So, all right. Well, anything else you need to tell me that I should be considering when I make my decision today?
I
All right.
guess
Well, let me
fair
hear
enough.
from Miss Riley. Uh, Miss Riley, if you can unmute, and I'll have you raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that your testimony today will be the truth and nothing but the truth?
I do.
All right. And Miss Riley, how did the what happened with the last exchange and visitation? Why didn't that happen like it was supposed to?
With all due respect, Judge, can I speak freely? Because this whole thing is not even about Jaylon. It's about the mother. This whole situation, you have let her, and she has not done nothing that she's supposed to done. Everything that you require her to do, she has not done. Since the last court, every weekend I have a problem getting them back. She does what she want to do. You allow her to do what she want to do, and there is like
Well, tell me
it's
about the problems getting him back. What happens there?
what you mean the problem she don't bring him back. I call her. I call your secretary and let her know. She have multiple report numbers. This stuff that you should know. And I done sent text messages. She says she done changed, she done did this.
She lying. She ain't never sent me nothing.
Shut
Okay,
up,
now
cause
She's lying.
just Miss Riley at this
She's
point, Miss Millerbird. I'll give you a chance to respond afterwards, but
you
can
better
only be one
totally mute
person
her.
at a time. All right, Miss Riley, go.
She
So
have
what?
multiple reports. I have all the report numbers. Your secretary has all the report numbers.
And
She
these are
act like
police
she can.
reports, Miss Riley?
Yes, from
Yeah.
me waiting up at the Wyoming Police Department for her to drop him off. And like you said on that paper, 15 minutes will cancel your visit. She didn't get him this weekend. I don't have time for this. Jaylon has a medication that he takes. And because of you, Judge, he missed 2 weeks of it. So going back to school, he it's like now I got to reboot him with everything, and he was not acting like he's supposed to. It's like I feel like you're looking for the best interest of the mother instead of the child. Every time she do something wrong, you give her more leeway. You give her more leeway. I asked you if you could just do the weekends because I let you know he's on medications, and she's not finna give it to him because she don't want him on there. She's been threatening my family. She done called my daughter, talking about how she gonna slap her because she's not responding or she's not delivering messages. It's always something with this girl, and you always pat her on the back and give her leeway. It's like what? It's like the best interest of Jaylon is not, this is not it. This is not it at all. Because everything you done told her to do, she done the opposite of. And she have, but you tell me that if I don't abide by the rules, I get 90 days in jail. I've been doing this with her for 2 years. Actually 6 years. 6 years. I've been dealing with you for the past 2.5. And you did, every time she do something wrong, you give her extra leeway. You give her extra work. You give her extra time. And I don't think that's fair at
Well, I
all.
get it.
And then this boy, yeah, he got speech, he got a stutter now, and now his doctor want him to go through do the speech thing. I'm doing all of this. I done had to do all of this. Then did everything from doctor's appointment, tooth, teeth, everything. I done got all this together.
All right. Well,
And the only thing, and you didn't even let her know or tell her that you supposed to. I've talked to your secretary. I showed the paperwork. I showed the police officer the paperwork. Bring him back on Sunday. She don't bring him back. She does what she want to do, and you steady praise her. And I don't think that's fair at all.
you know, and Lisa has relayed the messages to me that there have been problems at the exchanges. And what you're saying is you're sitting there at the Wyoming Police Department and she's not there on time to drop off the child when she's supposed to be.
That's what the reports are for. I sit there 15 to maybe 20 minutes after. Every time I call, it's maybe 5 to 10 minutes after after the extra time you done already done gave her. You know what I'm saying? And it's just I'm tired of it. And it's like she don't get, it's like no consequences to nothing that she's doing. And it's
Well, I
making it
mean,
harder on me.
yeah, I understand. Well, and I mean, the number one consequence, and I know this is
Can I
something.
please speak? Because I
No,
would like
you
to say
can't, because you
something.
No.
spoke.
He's lying.
You spoke already.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
spoke already. So be quiet.
I
yeah,
don't
we
care
only
because
can
he's
have one.
You don't care. That's the
He's
problem. You
lying.
don't care. You need to grow up. Try that counseling.
All
Try that
right.
counseling so you can grow up and be the parent that
All
Jaylon
right.
needs. Cause you's an angry bird, baby.
All right. Well, you know, like I say, I'll give you, Miss Miller Bird, an opportunity to speak again after, but we can only have one person at a time here. So you're saying Miss Miller Bird shows up on time to do the pickups because you know you've been providing. You know, you like I said, if you I ruled that if you had to wait more than 15 minutes, then we could cancel the visit, but that hasn't been the reason. You know, you've been doing the pickups okay. It's been the drop-offs that have been the issue.
It's been the drop off that's been the issue. And it's always an issue. It's always an issue. It's like, come on now. You get this, you got the same paperwork that I got. Just like on the second when she called threatening my daughter at 11 o'clock. If she would read her paperwork, he don't get dropped off till 5 o'clock. But here she calling cussing my daughter out, threatening her, but she's so pregnant but on site that she gonna slap my daughter and all this crazy nonsense. I done read all these text messages. I done sent you all the text messages between her mama, all this, all of that. I done sent all of that. The only reason why her mama is even being active because they don't like me. But before all of this, from her sister to her mamas, both her sisters, they both told me to take him. I need to get him. You know what I'm saying? But after when they beefing with me, then it's different.
Did you
Then they're
send me
on her side.
copies,
But
Miss
not
Riley?
the mama. The mama is not. She's not blocked on my phone. There's not one call that she calls me and said, "Can I come get my grandbaby?" or text me, "I'm about to come get my grandbaby." None of that. But soon as me and this girl get to arguing, then it's my grandson and I this and this and that. And not now you want to do all this extra stuff. You ain't been blocked. You ain't been calling. You don't call me. You don't do nothing. None of her family calls me. Ain't nobody blocked but her. Don't nobody call me to come and get him, to interact with him, to do nothing with him.
Have you been able to work that Our Family Wizard program for
I tried
communication?
that. I need to figure out how to, because it had the payment and you said it was a waiver thing and I never went back into it. But
Okay.
I tried it, but I can't if I don't know her email or know the phone number that she's going to call from. I can't connect with her.
Okay, yeah, I think you both need to set it up on your ends, and I'm not sure. I did take a look at it when I ordered it,
Oh my
uh,
God.
so I learned about that waiver thing, but I didn't figure out. It occurred to me there were some hoops you had to jump through to get it set up. So it just sounds like that hasn't been working, and the communication's kind of been this back channel way of way you've been communicating with her
It's
via
no
her
point to
family.
communicate with her. She gets him on Friday at 5 o'clock. All she needs to do is show up, and she drops him off on Sunday. Ain't no point. Ain't no need for no communication. When you late, she didn't get him because hey, somebody got to give her some consequences because you're not doing it. She's not. She's not. She take him. She do what she want to do. She keeps him until Monday, and she brings him back whenever she feels like, and then she call and make some excuses. That's too much. Jaylon got a lot going on with him, and you're not helping it at all because he got medicine. He been off his medicine for like 2 weeks because you want to give her extra time to and all this and all that. Then is he going to school? The teacher is talking about how he's acting different, and then it's like he's negative when he comes here. You know what I'm saying? He tells me all this negative stuff that his mom says about me. And with the CPS worker, he done told her, you got the notes, you got the paperwork, and that boy stay there.
Let me backtrack a little bit. You mentioned the medicine, that's the guanfacine for ADHD.
It's not for the whole ADHD. She said it's a mild case, just to get his mind, stop his mind from racing so much, because he be having so much on his mind, and be thinking about so much stuff that they just want to calm his mind down, slow his mind down a little bit so he can concentrate on like in class. But I really think he needs to be in a smaller group.
How frequently does he is he supposed to take that?
He take that at night.
At nighttime, just once a day?
Yes.
Okay. All right. And what you're saying is because Miss Miller Bird doesn't think he needs the medication when Jalen's with him, he's not getting it.
He's not going to get it. She's not going to give it to him. We did the last court. Remember, we was just arguing about my son don't need no medicine. You don't know what your son need.
Okay, yeah, I do remember that. Do you send him with enough doses so that
I
if
don't send him with nothing.
okay.
I'm not going to waste his medicine and she's not going to give it to him.
Okay. All right. So I will ask, I'll ask
I'm
Miss
not sending her nothing,
about it.
Judge.
Okay.
I don't know what to tell you. I'm not sending it. It's a waste. I'm not going to waste that medicine, and she's not going to give it to him. He can have it for when he gets home. I'm not sending her nothing.
Okay. Well, I mean, you're the one that picks up the script and everything. She wouldn't have the ability to give it to him if you don't drop any off with her.
And she's not going to do it. Can you please stop praising
Yeah.
her?
No,
Because
I'm
that's
gonna ask
exactly
her
what you're
about that
doing,
because
Judge.
I agree.
This is like it's nonsense and it's hurting me. It's like I'm so frustrated at the fact that I'm doing everything that I need to do, everything, and this girl is she ain't did nothing that she's supposed to do. She ain't did the counseling. She telling you what she ain't gonna do, and you okay with it.
All right. Well, and I told you I'll issue an order here, and the order is going to contain what I expect. And like you say, what I also know is another judge is going to take a look at it with a fresh set of eyes. So, though they'll be applying the same law that I am applying, and the law does say that in general that Michigan law does hold that there's a constitutional right for parents to parent their children. So, and thus, you feel like the system's tilted towards the parent, and there's a good reason for it. It's because it is tilted towards reunifying the child with their parents. And
I understand that, but she's supposed to do what she's supposed to do too, to get her child.
yeah, I agree. And the point is here is it's also that's where the court's determination comes in is that um uh we've got to determine what the parent is doing and is not doing and whether or not that's enough to achieve reunification. And, with the guiding light in all these cases being the best interest of the child. So, and that's those are kind of the range of factors that the law orders me to follow when I make these determinations, and the next judge will follow the same sort of factors. So, okay, well, I think I got.
I got one more thing to say, if that's okay.
Yep, go ahead.
Okay, so she done told this woman that she's been supporting Jaylon, and how you paying child support if you get paid under the table?
Right. Well, she has not been sending you any money. You know that
And
much.
she ain't said nothing.
Okay. All right. Now, the and I did have a final question. You mentioned the text messages and stuff. Did you send those to my chambers? You
I
send
sent it to the secretary's email. I
Yep.
sent
Okay.
that and the voice recording of what she was saying to my daughter.
Okay. So I should have
A-
copies of.
Yep, and you got the copies of what she sent to Jay Sean also.
Okay.
Because when stuff don't go her way, she gets real ignorant, but she swears she changed.
All right. Okay. All right. Let me go back. I know Miss Miller Bird has a response she wants to make, so I will
Oh Lord,
talk to her
yeah, mute me
one at a time. All right.
one at a time. I'm gonna cut in a little bit though.
No, no, don't cut in. That makes it. Then I can't get a good recording of the matter. So, Miss Miller Bird, we'll unmute you, and you're still under oath. What about this medicine? If you had the medicine, would you have Jaylon take it?
Yeah, she never ever told me that he was on medication. I never was aware that he was on medication. She never told me nothing about this
You a
medication that he
lie.
was
I
on.
told you that when I took
No,
him to
she
the
Okay,
didn't.
doctor.
Tell her
one
to
at a
shut
time,
up.
please. So we
No,
can
she
only have
No,
didn't.
one speech at
no,
a time.
No,
Uh,
she didn't, bro. No, she didn't, Judge. I'm
no.
sorry.
Go back to the
I'm
last
sorry.
court date. Shut up. Don't tell me that because she
okay.
lying.
Well, I recall from the last court date that Jaylon had been to
No,
the
she
doctor and
said
we talked about
I'm
the
sorry. We can
medicine.
go back to the last court date and you will see in the court date that she said that it was recommended that he get on medication. It was never said that he was on it. She never told me that he was on medication. I never knew. She never, and
Okay.
how I'm going to make him take something that she's not sending there. That
Got
she's
it.
not
So
sending
you're
to me.
saying now that he's got a prescription, if you get the medication, when you get Jaylon, you'll have him take it at the
Yes.
rate the doctor orders. So,
Yes.
okay. No, that's,
Told
I
me that
think
he was
that's
on
important.
Lies. Stop
Yeah.
lying, girl.
All right. Anything else, Miss Miller Bird?
yes.
Anything else, Miss Miller Bird? I
Can
got something to say too.
you
I'll
please
give you a chance again, Miss Riley.
Thank you. Okay, so this is so funny that she's saying that I don't bring him back on time. I was 5 minutes late to the drop off the first time that we were supposed to drop him off for Christmas. For New Year's, she lied to the police officer and told the police officer that the drop off time was at 6. It changed. That's what she said. Y'all changed it.
You a damn liar. He has the
She's the
paperwork.
Okay,
plaintiff.
one at a
My
time,
boyfriend is a
please.
witness to this.
He ain't
My
no
boyfriend is a
damn
witness to
witness
this
to
right there,
shit.
and I told
He
Lisa on
just
the
dropped
phone.
you off.
Lisa
No,
was
he
right
didn't.
there.
Okay, we're not getting, yeah, we can't
You
get
please,
He
any
sir.
brought the
recording.
I don't
paper up
understand
to
how you
her.
a
No,
judge and you steady letting her interrupt your
no,
courtroom.
I'm going to interrupt because you a lie.
Okay.
That
Well,
officer
I
brought the
don't feel
paper
like
to
I'm
you.
getting very far, and I'm having the two of you talk over each other. So, what I'm going to do is I'll tell you what I'm going to do is I'll issue a written order at this time, and I'll give you a preview of what the order is going to look like. I'm going to increase Miss Miller Bird's visitation times to include Fridays. So the exchange will now be a Thursday exchange at
Oh, he have
five.
school on Fridays. Are
Yep,
you
and that
serious?
there
See, I
is
told
there's a method
she don't
behind
even bring
my
him back on Sunday, and you keep
yes,
giving her extra time. That's what I'm
yes,
talking about. It's all
yeah.
about the mama. Man,
No.
man, this shit is crazy,
All
man. Why
right.
are y'all
Well,
making me the new judge? This is crazy.
I know and I'm also going to keep the orders in there
Okay,
that the
man,
two of you.
dog. See what I'm saying? We just
Okay.
talked about this.
All right. The two of you are going to continue communicating solely through our family wizard. I'd like both families
Yeah.
to try to sign that up and do it. I realize that it requires some hoops to get the fees waived. Speaking of money, in addition, I'm going to have Miss Miller Bird begin paying child support at the rate of $100 per month to Miss Riley. Um, that can be paid by.
Why do I have to pay her child support when they already finna garnish my taxes for her? Why?
Well, how is you getting taxes
okay.
if you don't
Why?
have W-2s?
Why?
That's the
I'll
question. How you
respond.
getting
Let
taxes
me,
if
both of you can't talk at the same time. The reason I'm having you pay child
fraud
support,
ass taxes?
there are two reasons. One is to assist with the expenses, of course, of Miss Riley taking care of your child. And then second is the fact that I want to establish that you have sufficient financial resources to support the child if I return him to you. So the payment of child support on a regular basis, that is monthly in the amount of $100. It's not near the amount that it costs to take care of a kid, but it does establish a track record of payment of child support for your child. So I am going to have that
Excuse me.
happen during that time.
Can she submit a drug test? Because I was told that she was caught snorting coke.
No, we're not going to do any of that nonsense during this time. I will, however,
If that's the case, she
as
needs
I
to
said, I'm going to
prove
direct you to
witnesses
return.
saying that she
She was
snorting.
snorting
All right, Miss Millibird's going to return to counseling. That'll be
as
in
a
that order
stripper.
as well.
Now, hoe ass girl,
Now,
boom.
here's going to be my expectation regarding that additional visitation time is what I'm going to do then, or what the next judge will do is take a look at Jaylon's attendance at school on that Friday. It has to be every Friday. He's got to be to school on time, and of course, he's got to be picked up
She
on
don't even
time.
drop him off on time, and you keep giving her extra shit,
Right.
man. This
Well,
shit
that's
is
the reason I'm testing some school time here is I want to see, make sure that, Miss Millibird can get
test
him
her drop
to
off
and
time.
from
Test
school.
her dropping him off on time. How about you do that?
Well, the drop off time is going to remain the same, and you should do the same as reporting that to me in there. So, bottom line is we'll be continuing
Bottom line is all
the
about the mama. It
guardianship
ain't nothing
at
about.
this time. So, I will deny the motion to terminate the guardianship. I will enter an order. And what I'm trying to do through this order is give my next judge, kind of a track record to look at the things the judge can look at. Is Jaylon attending school?
I
Is
got
he
a record
taking the
for him.
medicine?
I got a whole.
All right. Well, you're welcome to submit that, and of course, I'll pass on anything you submitted to me to the next judge who gets.
Judge, when is the drop off? When is the pickup and drop off time for
So
Thursday?
I
On
will make
Friday
it.
at 5 o'clock.
Yeah, it's not going to change until I change the order. So for now, it's going to remain the same.
Okay, and then what about her not bringing
Just
him
gave
this
her
weekend?
ass
She's supposed to
extra
be held in
time,
contempt of court for that.
extra
I
days.
get in trouble when I don't
Ain't
do my
even get
time.
no consequences.
Right. If either of you, if the other person is late or doesn't bring him, then you should simply file a police report indicating that you were there at the time and didn't get the child, or that, as Miss Riley has already said she's been doing, that she's there on time and that you're late to drop off the child, because that does create then a record that any judge can take a look at and say, okay, and it tells us more than just, I understand there's bad blood and argument between the two of
Man, I
you,
understand you
but
just on her
part
side.
and
This is
parcel of
crazy.
it is when a judge looks at
This is
records like
crazy.
that, they say, we make the assumption, well, if they can do this thing on time, then they can get him to the doctor on time, they can get him to the school on time, et cetera, et cetera. So, it's important to be on time for everything, drop-offs, pickups included, and of course, school start times, doctor's appointments, things of that nature. Ms. Miller-Bird, I'll have you submit as part of my order, I'm going to have you submit any evidence that you can submit documenting your income. You mentioned that it is paid electronically to you, just so that, the new judge taking the case can have an accurate picture of your source of money. And I will also have
Question before you end. Can you
boyfriend,
make a
yeah.
can you make an order also for school too, so they can know that I'm coming to bring him to school and stuff like that? Because I went up there and put myself on the list. She didn't have me on the list. She
Girl,
only
you had the
started
paperwork when
first
you
grade
took them the
up.
first week, you
So
idiot. So
I
you
should put myself on the list myself and put my Gmail on there. So
you
Yeah,
should have gave them
I'll
the
put
right
it in
shit
the
when you
order
took them
that
up
you're to
there,
do the
dummy.
drop off and pick up from school. And if you send me a Gmail address, then I can include that so that the
what?
school can include you on school notifications and things like that. I'll expect, Miss Miller-Bird, it will be very important for the next judge that you attend any school, parent-teacher
Yeah,
conferences,
he granted her
things of that
everything.
nature,
Everything. No consequences.
all
None.
those things. All right, I will issue the order. I'll get it out here within the next 30 days.
If it was me, then I get 90 days in jail. But she got 7 reports.
I
Seven
haven't put
reports.
anyone in jail
Police
yet,
reports.
so
All right, whatever.
yeah,
Yeah, I see what it is. All right, I can't wait to see this.
all right, but currently let's keep it drop-offs and pickups the same until the new order enters. I'll send a review for the new judge. That'll be 90 days from today. Like you say, it'll be real important during that time, Miss Miller Bird, that you do everything in the order so that you can show the new judge, hey, I'm doing everything I need to achieve reunification here. Because, like I say, they'll be looking at it with a
It's
fresh
okay
set
her
of
for her
eyes,
not to
saying
do
they're not
everything
going to
in this
have,
order.
the history. They're just going to kind of look at what's on paper. So that'll be the situation with the new judge taking a look at the case. And with that, we're concluded for today. Well, I can't say I'm going to miss that case.